sexy shred buddy, Dave Reed. And Dave is going to talk about his worst gig ever.
There's been so many. No.
If you had to narrow it down to one.
I remember one night. Should I be talking to this? Is that
Yeah,
what
you can talk to
doing?
whoever you want.
I remember one night playing. I won't name the town or the bar.
Okay.
You would know it.
I'd know it, yeah.
Filling in with some guys that were kind of a blues, classic rock, well, blues band with a few classic rock tunes.
Okay.
And we played 2 sets, 2 of the 4 sets. Thought it was going good.
Oh, I know this
Bar
one.
owner,
Okay.
a lady.
Yep.
I use that term lightly.
Yep.
Lady.
Loosely.
Lady. Loosely.
We use it loosely. Loosely and cavernously.
Yeah, cavernously. She came up and said, "You guys, the stuff you're doing is terrible. Sounds bad. It's too slow. It's too this. It's too that. People are leaving because they hate it so bad."
Mm-hmm.
She said, like, literally, you guys
Clearly.
literally, you guys are driving people out. And so we tried to be nice. We said, okay, you're trying to make a living like we are. We don't want to, we don't want to drive your business out. We don't want to do that. If it's so bad and just we're the wrong band for this night, for this whatever, let's cut the pay in half.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pack up and go home now.
Yep, we'll be done.
And it wasn't even like we're trying to be spiteful. It's like, hey, we're just trying to.
Yeah, if this
What
is a
would work
bad
for-
fit,
Yes.
we'll...
What would work for both of us?
Yeah,
we'll
right.
pack up, we'll go home early. Which kind of sucks for a band because you're already there, you're already set up.
Yeah.
That's really what you're kind of getting paid for
Yeah.
in some ways. Because you got to drive there and you got to
Mhm.
set up, whether you play for an hour or 5 hours. You kind of, the setup and tear down's the
Yeah.
same. But we thought, let's just do that.
It's like the old Alice Cooper thing, like he plays for free, but you pay him for the setup and the teardown.
It's probably a lot of it, you
Yeah.
know. But, yeah, I heard of guys the other day said, when we go on the road, you're paying us to travel and be away
Yeah.
from the family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like you're paying us to play because I love it,
Yeah, yeah.
So,
It's the other bullshit that,
right,
that saps your love of the game.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've all been there, But like, so she said, no, don't do that. Just try to play some stuff a little more up tempo. So we thought, okay, well, which we kind of were anyway. But we thought, let's try to play. So we busted out some standard things that we wouldn't normally have done.
Did you bust out Mustang Sally?
I don't know if we did that. I think we did do Sweet Home Alabama.
Ah, yeah.
And I think so.
The old standby.
Right, the standby classics. Tried to make it up tempo. And before we started doing those, right after we talked to her, I counted in the bar how many people there were, and I remember there was just over 50 people in this bar.
And how many of them were there just to see you?
See, that's the thing I counted, and I'm not saying this to try to make it like, oh, they came to see us, but I counted 43 people
Of the 50.
of the 50-ish.
Ish.
It was between 50, 55 people, but I remember 43 because I remember counting it. In this bar is kind of like the only thing in this town, and the town is kind of like in the middle of nowhere. So it's not a place you would just naturally people would come to. Like they come there for a reason, other than probably the few locals.
Yeah.
So really, I counted like 43 people that were in the back area where the stage was at, and then another 10 or so dozen people sitting around the bar. So I thought, well, this is kind of funny because I know for a fact that 43 of these people would not have been there had it not been for the people in the band and friends of the people in the band. I knew that for a fact.
So like the 7 locals that you were offending.
Yes, that's what it kind of came down to. So we said, okay. She said, no, don't worry about any of that stuff. Just play something more up-tempo, like I said. So we did. Played the rest of the night. Thought it went well. People seemed to be liking it. At least the people that were there that we knew were digging it. Got done. So at the end of the night, we go to get paid. She hands us half the money. And we're like, what's this? She said, we agreed half the price. We said, no, we agreed half the price if we pack up and leave 2.5 hours ago.
Yeah.
Not half price now. She said she didn't care. She made no apologies about it. You guys are lucky you're getting that. And that was all. We were like, you know what? We'll take the high road. We're splitting. We could have did all sorts of weird things.
Yep.
We're never playing here ever again.
And side note, you never did.
And actually, right, 2 super quick funny stories about that is that a band I was also playing with at the time was contacted by this lady to play that bar. She apparently didn't know that I played in that band.
Yep.
Well, I told the person that was booking for this band, I said, tell her to call me and I'll talk to her. Because I still was going to let her have it.
Oh, yeah.
She never did. About a month later, she called the same person in the band I was playing with to see, again, not the band that had played there previously, this band I was also currently playing with, if that makes sense. And she called the same person again and said, would you guys be interested in playing? And the girl booking for us in the band said, call Dave Reed. He's the one that handles our bookings, even though I really wasn't that guy.
Yeah.
She said, like I said before, don't talk to me, call him.
Yeah.
And she didn't call me.
Yeah. I'm guessing she knew.
Right. And it's like, and I'm not one to hold a grudge. And the other second funny quick story was that I was a designated driver for a bachelorette party. This is like a couple of years after
years
this.
later,
It was a
yeah.
couple years after that. And again, I don't like to hold grudges or anything like that. But I was driving for these girls, and they wanted to go to that bar to play, or to watch this band play.
Yep.
So we went
So
there.
who was the band you were going to see?
Who was it? Was it the Barflies, possibly?
Oh, probably Barflies, yeah.
I don't remember. I think it was them. They wanted to go see them, and I know those guys, cool guys. So I thought...
Was that when Ryan was in the band?
I don't remember if he was playing with them that night. I think it might have been before that.
Okay.
So I think, okay, we'll go. So I drive the van there. All the girls get out. They go in there. I still was holding such a grudge about it that I refused to go in that place and even buy one beer. So I just sat outside, basically by myself for like 2 hours. Sat outside the front door, just smoking cigarettes. And that was it. Because I was like, I'm not going back in that place.
That's wonderful.
The hell with it.
That is wonderful.
That was my worst gig story.
Which is funny, too, because knowing the band that you were in...
Sorry. Okay.
Show us your swirl, too, while you're...
Ooh, yeah, can we see? Am I doing this right?
I think so. Here,
Am
let
I-
me look at the... Oh, yeah. Get it in there.
Would you like to touch it, stroke it?
Yeah, I
maybe?
kind
Oh, yeah. Oh.
It's funny
You have
because
such a firm grip.
I do. It's it's just the right hand though. The left one's
Yes.
it's called the Stranger.
The
But
stranger.
we played that same bar that shall remain nameless numerous times, and we're way worse than you guys. And like, you know, I mean, especially some of the states we were in
Yeah.
at varying shows that may or may not involved a just grotesque amount of Jaeger bombs.
You guys had good luck, right? Or
Yeah,
was
they loved us, and we
yeah,
were.
and I've heard that with other people too. And I'd played there a few times before with a few other bands, and actually we played there one other time, and I remember with a different band. I remember feeling like it was almost ready to happen with that lady again, like something was going to get.
Where she was
funky.
just gonna get.
And
Well,
the
and it's-
husband stepped up, and he was super great. Super
Well,
nice,
and he's the guy we always dealt with.
okay, yeah,
And
that
he loved
explains it.
us.
Yeah, that I could see where that would be too. So I don't know what's going on there now. I'm sure a lot of people.
I have,
know
I
know
man,
what you're talking about.
I haven't played there for friggin' years. I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny that the specific place, like, we've had some shows in the middle of like a friggin' blizzard,
Yeah.
where even that we still had, you know, maybe 20 people, but 20 more people than there would have been in that bar
Sure,
otherwise.
Sure.
And like there was especially back then, like, I don't remember what they were paying us. It was decent.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would bet money and other things that what they were paying us was nowhere near what I was personally drinking
Right.
at some of
right.
these shows. We had the one show where somehow wires got crossed and beers kept getting brought back on the stage,
Oh yeah.
and it's one of those like golden rule things. You don't waste beer once they bring it to you because it makes
Yeah.
you look like a giant asshole.
Right.
The other guys, for whatever reason, weren't drinking because I think they were driving.
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember right, I had to polish off between the third and the fourth set like 15 beers. And me being the team player, I did,
Oh, of course.
obviously. But yeah, like it was,
Oh.
and that was, I guarantee that what they paid us was, I mean, that was a lot. I mean,
Yeah, that's.
and so yeah, like looking back on some of those nights, it's like I can't imagine they made like $5.
Right when you look at it that way.
And they still paid us with no problem.
See, and I've
And
heard
we
that
were-
with them. A lot of people said it was great. And like I said, the time or two that I played before, I never had any problem. I remember playing outside the place one time, had no problem. And again, we always dealt more with the guy.
With the dude, yeah.
than
And he was
her.
way more easygoing.
It
And
seemed like, and I don't even remember the names or anything. I'm not even gonna say it, but a lot of people that know us know who,
yeah,
who we're talking about. But
people can decipher pretty easily what we're talking about. But
it's like, and I don't know if they're still doing music there or not.
I think they are. I
Yeah.
think I saw some poster somewhere where they had a band recently.
Yeah, it's too bad. It was a nice. I remember
No,
thinking
it was
it
a
was a
decent-
decent place.
yeah.
It had a nice little stage area.
Yeah,
if I
decent
remember
stage
right.
area, decent
Separate kind of room for
decent
the band.
acoustics, if you
Yeah.
will.
Yep. 'Cause I don't know what prompted that all. Because man, that was one of those things where like you try to compromise, and like to me, so many of those things are like, it's not so much like what what happens. It's how both sides deal with it.
Right.
You know,
right.
reach a compromise, try to make it the best of it, and it's like that's what we try to do. And then it's like when you get one side trying to compromise, the other side like
Just
not
kind of giving you the soggy
willing
dick
to
sandwich.
bend.
Like, here you go.
Right.
Hope you like dick.
Right.
This is what you're getting.
In my
Like,
case, I
Yeah,
knew.
I mean,
I knew, so it
that
worked out
was
pretty
like a
good.
win-win for you then. Soggy dick. You had me at soggy dick.
Speaking of